Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope everyone is doing well today. Let's get right to it. We have four returns today. So first up is a 4-4. He's $5 per, and this took 11 days. Usually throws in one freebie, so which is nice of him. This First of all, happy Veterans Day to all of our servicemen and women who serve and have served this great country of ours. Special thank you. It is much appreciated. And speaking of veterans, this next MLB player and manager's father served our country. His father, Frederick, was a highly decorated World War II tank commander who eventually rose to the rank of lieutenant colonel. Frederick left for the war just as this player was born and later spent time in an Italian prisoner of war camp where he had his teeth pulled without an anesthetic. Wow. He later escaped and lived with the Italian resistance. The stories of his wartime life were never discussed in the household of this player while growing up. This player did not learn of them until he was an adult himself, actually. All he knew was that his father was deeply respected by other military men the family associated with. He said Dad was stubborn, very tough, Swede on the outside, but very caring down deep. He says, I'm stubborn too. Yet even if he was hard, you still knew he was always thinking about his family, his soldiers, and that he tried to move mountains for them. So, thank you very much for your service, sir. And that veteran's son, Mr. Davey Johnson. So, here he is on the 1988 tops. He inscribed it, 86 World Champs. Awesome. There he is as a Cubby. This, I believe, is his last year card, 1979 tops. Very cool sig. And then on the 2004, these are the timeless teams cards, upper deck. These I got in the break with Jason C. over at Wave of Cards. They actually came out great. These are great looking cards. This is where I got the Lou Brock as well in that break. So there he is on two more with the Orioles teams there. Very cool. This came out great. Thank you so much, sir. That is much appreciated. So Mr. Johnson should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, if that carries any weight. He was actually the rare talent that not only was he a very good player, but he was a great skipper as well. It's usually one or the other. Rarely do you get both in one player. He played on the great Orioles teams of the 60s and early 70s, as you saw on those timeless team cards there. And he is actually one of four Orioles players to start 21 World Series games, along with Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson, and Boog Powell. He was a four-time All-Star, three-time Gold Glove winner, and a two-time World Series champion as a player. He was a two-time Manager of the Year award winner and led the 86 Mets, as you see inscribed there, to a World Series title in his third season as a big league manager. He was one of the first to use innovative computer programs he created to dictate game flow and matchups. He was ahead of his time. He also used his deep roster fully, just as his manager Earl Weaver had done in Baltimore. He is ranked 31st overall in career wins as a manager with 1,372. He is actually ranked 10th overall in win percentage with managers that have 1,000 plus wins at 56.2%. To put in perspective, Whitey Herzog has 1,281 career wins with a 53.2 win percentage. Mr. Herzog is in the Hall of Fame, and they both have one World Series titles as managers. Hopefully the voting committee is watching this. Let's get Davey in the Hall. All right. On to our next player. All right, so this next player and manager, actually. This was a 3 of 3. He was $5 per. This was 31 days. And he also has a Mets affiliation. He was also a good player and manager. He enjoyed a successful career as a pitcher, helping the Brooklyn Dodgers to their first World Series win in 1955, and also pitching for the 1959 World Series champion Dodgers, the franchise having relocated to L.A., and being traded to St. Louis in time to help the Cardinals win the World Series in 1964. Oh, and along the way, he also gained a measure of notoriety for losing 20 games in consecutive seasons for the 1962-63 New York Mets. He stated, I played and coached and managed in the World Series. That's quite a feat. Not many guys have done that. This player manager and split finger fastball will forever be linked in baseball history. It was his work teaching first Jack Morris and then Mike Scott how to throw the pitch that gave the former right-handed pitcher lasting fame. People think I invented that pitch, he said. I did not. Bruce Sutter did. I just found a way to teach it, and it worked out. After being Sparky Anderson's bench coach and helping them win the 1984 World Series title as a coach, he said, in the middle of the 1985 season, Al Rosen called me. He asked if I was interested in becoming his manager. Bob Lillis was the manager with Houston at that time, and I told Al I wouldn't take his job. Al told me, you won't be taking his job. I'm moving to San Francisco Giants, and they're about to lose 100 games. End quote. And I'm sure all of you know who this player is at this point. From there, we know the story. He took a young Giants team to the 1989 World Series before losing in 4 to the mighty Oakland Athletics in what has been called the Earthquake Series. He is none other than Mr. Roger Craig. And here he is on the 88 Topps, 87 Topps, and finally the 89 Topps, all signed beautifully. I believe he has slowed of late signing due to age and health. I think Christopher's Cool Cards too just got him not that long ago either. And as a pitcher, he went 74-98 with a career 3.83 ERA and 803 strikeouts. And he ended his managerial career with a 738 career win record versus 737 losses. So, Mr. Craig, thank you very much. Continued health and happiness to you. Be well and safe. All right. Let's see who we have next up on the board here. This one was a 1 of 1. He is $5 per. And this is from, the Davey Johnson was out of Orlando, Florida, and the Roger Craig was out of San Diego. And this one is coming to us from Kansas City, Missouri. 1 of 1, $5, 10 days. All right, so this dream scenario has been played out for generations of young baseball fans and players. You grab your brother and you head out to the backyard, or your sister, and you grab your baseball, your wiffle ball, you grab your wiffle ball bat, or your favorite bat, and your glove. You're up at bat, imagining it is Game 6 of the World Series. The stadium is packed. Your team is up 3-2 at that point. It is the bottom of the 9th, and your team is down 6-5. On the mound, it isn't your brother. It is a closer who slammed the door shut 43 times during the regular season. The count is 2-2. The next pitch may make you a household name and lead your team to a World Series title. The pitch, the swing, the hit. How good of a hit? A 3-run home run and a World Series win. The crowd goes nuts. We've all been there doing that in our backyards, but not many have been able to fulfill that fantasy in reality. This player from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, was able to live this dream out. It is a moment that lives on in baseball lore, especially in Canada. And that player is, as many of you already guessed, Mr. Joe Carter. And I also got this one on the break from Wave of Cards, these 2004 Upper Deck Timeless Teams cards. Very cool cards. Great sig. Mr. Carter has said he felt that it was a shame that it took a game-winning home run in the World Series to bring him some recognition. It was something that he felt he should have earned by now in his major league career. He's like, and I couldn't agree more. Over his illustrious 16-year career, he belted 396 homers, collected 2184 hits, stole 231 bases, drove in 1,445 runs, scored 1,140 runs, and batted a respectable 259. He was a 5-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ, 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner, and a member of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. Seems to me there is one more accolade missing. He's in the mold of a Dale Murphy, I believe. In the 1980s and early 90s, they were both hitting 30-plus homers and driving in 100-plus RBI. They were doing it early on when 20 home run seasons were considered exceptional. And the steroid era may have made their numbers seem average, but their names have never filled the pages of the Mitchell Report. During a time when character matters, I'm not sure what else they would need to do to get that call into Cooperstown. But Mr. Carter, hopefully that call will come in due time. Thank you so much for signing. It is much appreciated. All right, now finally, this last one comes to us from Tampa, Florida. 3 of 5, 13 days, no fee. Now, if I had to guess this player's intro music, it would have to be this song, I would think. I'm sure you know who this 13-year veteran pitcher is just by that song. He pitched mainly as a reliever for 8 different teams. He compiled a win-loss record of 68 and 69. Career 4.00 ERA exactly, with 70 saves to go with 701 career strikeouts. He had a career year in 1985 with the Reds, going 8-6 with a 2.7 ERA, 42 strikeouts while saving 27 games in 64 games pitched. He appeared in a career high 78 games in 1984 for the Reds, going 9-7 with a 2.82 ERA and 81 strikeouts. And he did have the power those 2 seasons. All right, here he is. None other than, as you guessed, Mr. Ted Power. There he is on the 91 Donruss with the Pirates. There he is on the 84 Topps. Just spoke about that season. There he is with the Cardinals, 1990 Donruss. Very cool. And the 2 that he didn't sign were the 85 and 86 Topps. I guess I'll have to see if I can send that back out to him and get those signed. Mr. Power, thank you so much. It is much appreciated. And again, thank you everyone for watching the video. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. Be well. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see everyone again soon. Take care.